How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the source code. My name is Deshaun, and in this episode, we are going to be getting started with creating a command handler. So, as mentioned in some of the previous videos, the way we've been doing commands is just by creating a bunch of if-else statements, which isn't exactly the best way to do that if you plan to have a bot that, has more than a couple commands. If your bot's only like 1 or 2 commands, even 3, then I'd say you're probably all right. But in most cases, people are trying to create very fully functional commands, and using if-else statements is not really the best way to go. So, first things first is let's go ahead and create a folder, and let's go ahead and call it commands. So now in this command, it's going to be a really simple format for the rest of the commands, right? So we're just going to create classes or JavaScript files in the name of the command. Now you don't necessarily have to do that, but I think it makes the most sense. So we'll just go ahead and say, we'll just say ping, because that's like one of the simplest ones to do. And then we're going to go ahead and use module export. And basically this is how we can export data to Node.js so that we can use the requires in other files. And if you're not really that familiar with what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link down below to where you can learn a little bit more about that. So we're just going to go ahead and say module.exports, and it's going to be equals brackets. And then at the end of these brackets, we'll put a, typing. So we'll do bracket and then a semicolon, so that way we know. And let's just fix this spacing here. It's gonna work just like JSON, right? So we're gonna do name, and we'll say ping, comma. We'll give it a description, and we'll say ping command, comma. And then we'll say execute. And it's gonna take a message and args. And then we'll just say message dot channel dot send, and we're gonna send pong, and then we'll just go ahead and add a comma there. Let's fix the spacing here. Okay, so now that we have that done, the next thing we have to do is we have to create a way for our Discord bot in Node.js to dynamically read our command files. We want it to be able to just grab all of the files inside of here, right? Inside of our command folder. So let's go ahead and go back to our main class here, and let's just go ahead and we want to go ahead and just say const fs, and this is fs is Node.js's native file system module, and we'll just go ahead and say require, and that'll say fs, and then we can add our semicolon there. And now we want to go ahead and do one more underneath client. We'll say client.commands equals new discord.collection. Okay, so now the next thing we need to do is we need to dynamically retrieve all of our newly created files. So we'll say const command files equals fs. We're going to say read direct, or just die synced. And now we're going to do a parentheses, single quotes, dot / commands. Now we'll skip forward. We'll say filter, and we want to say file, and then we'll say file ends with, we can just say .js, and we can close that off. Okay, and let's just go ahead and space some of this out so it feels a little less crowded. Then the next thing we want to do is let's go ahead and do a for loop here, and we're going to say const file of, and we want to go ahead and grab our command files there, and then we'll say const command equals require, and this is going to be tilde dot / commands, and we'll say $$ brackets file. Okay, and now we'll say client.commands.set, and we will set command.name and command. Okay, everyone, so now that we have our command handler set up, the next thing we need to do is go ahead and create a way for us to dynamically execute these commands. So first things first, let's just say if not client commands.has, command, we want to return. So basically we're saying if our client.commands does not contain our commands here, we just want to go ahead and return because obviously it doesn't exist, so we cannot run that command. Then let's go ahead and say try client.commands.get command.execute message args. And then if not, we'll just go ahead and say catch error, and we'll say console.error error, and then we'll say message.reply, and we'll say there was an issue executing that command. And then we'll do a colon there and single quotes. You don't have to use single quotes. I just think it's good practice to use single quotes. And so now let's go ahead and close our bot, open our bot. And then now let's just go ahead and say ping pong. Great. And obviously this is going to give us an error because it's saying that we haven't used it, but that's fine. This is not an actual error. This is because of our linter. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are using the default Discord JS linter, this will show an error because we're not using args anywhere inside of this class. But if you want to fix that, go ahead and go to your linter, and then we can go ahead and get rid of. And then we want to just go ahead and add in no unused vars, and then we'll just go ahead and put warn. And now you can see here that it's just going to show us a warning instead of an actual error. Or if you wanted to turn that off completely, you can just go ahead and turn it off. And now you can see here that it's showing us that there is nothing wrong. But I don't think you should get rid of no unused vars. I think you should at least set it to warn, so that way you guys know that it is unused, but it's not necessarily an error. Okay, so that is all I got for you guys in this video. If you guys learned a little bit of something, be sure to leave a comment on what you learned, and leave a comment on what you guys plan to use this information for inside of your bot. What kind of commands are you guys going to be creating? And in the next episode, we're going to get started learning embeds. So that's all I got for you guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and join our Discord. If you guys are having any problems and need help, join our Discord. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.